to first go to you, Stro, and ask you about the performance. Oh, we've got JJ and Little Tom here as well. I didn't know they were coming. I see him appear. Liverpool's performance today, Stro. What did you make of it, bruv? You're on mute, brother.
Disjointed, wasn't great. Very slow, very lethargic. It just wasn't a great performance from us, and penalty's a penalty. We got lucky. Kanate definitely should have gone, but it's just, I don't know what it is. We struggle at these half-12 slots. We really struggle with it. And obviously, I know we've got players travelling thousands of miles and stuff like that, but considering we know that we're going to get probably the most in any season, it's something that we need to get a grip of. We need to get a grip of quickly. I thought Núñez came on, brought energy, brought life. I thought Harvey Elliott, he really impressed me when he came on. Some of his touches and some of his overall play was excellent. Wasn't impressed with Tsimikas today at all. He was lucky not to get booked at one point. He was just... Yeah, it was a weird one today. Could you put it down to a derby? Possibly. I thought Sean Dyche did well in terms of his tactics, the low block. I thought he really frustrated us, but yeah, 3 points is the big thing, and that's all I'm asked about at the minute, to be honest.
Yeah, I hear you on that. How about yourself, Tom? I mean, performance-wise, do you think these 12:30 games now, because the manager, and I want to say this in the right way, because the manager complains about it and the fans complain about it, do you think you're almost creating your own problem because you're planting that seed that we struggle at 12:30, so therefore you struggle at 12:30?
I wouldn't say we struggled today. I just think the front line was a bit awful in terms of the finishing. I'd say the midfield was fantastic, barring a couple of stray McAllister passes, which you're going to get. Gravenberch, fine. Szoboszlai, fine. The defence, fine. Bar Tsimikas, but I'll touch on him later. It was just the fact that Salah had an awful game, and Diaz lost his confidence a little bit. I think Diaz was quite all right. I think he obviously got the red card for Ashley Young. He created the penalty, but he just lost his confidence at points. I wouldn't say it was a bad performance by us. I think the big thing for us is we miss what Darwin Núñez gives, and people won't like that because they don't like Darwin Núñez. But when he came on, there's a threat there. There's always that ball to the defensive line. Diogo Jota, I thought, was our best attacker, by the way. In that first half, I thought he was the best attacker because Salah was awful and Diaz wasn't great. Jota done everything right, but Núñez offers just something different. Obviously, he got the assist for the second goal. Should Canate have been sent out? That's going to be the big talking point. Obviously, Ashley Young got one, which I think was deserved, by the way. Should Canate have got one? Probably, yeah. I'd be annoyed if that was Núñez running through and then someone else done that. 100%. But there's no way that changes the outcome of this game to a draw. I don't believe that at all because Everton had 2 shots and one of them was in the 90th minute. They had 2 shots. It might be 2 shots on target or 2 shots. Whatever way it is, I don't really care. We kept them penned in. Were they good defensively? Yes. But they were also at fault defensively, hence where the penalties come from. That's why you don't bring on Michael Keane. That's why Michael Keane shouldn't be a Premier League footballer. But hey ho, we're where we are. I have no major qualms to this performance. The only one I've got is Tsimikas. I will not question Tsimikas regarding his attacking play. Kostas Tsimikas has a decent cross. Kostas Tsimikas has an okay set piece. I won't ever doubt that part. But he does not know what to do defensively at points. Today, it was a free kick Everton got. He gave away the free kick. He gave away the free kick for one, which he could have been booked for, but he wasn't somehow. He gave away the free kick, and then he's standing there arguing with the referee instead of getting back into position. Therefore, they play it into the space that he's vacated, and we're empty. It doesn't make any sense. People questioned why I was annoyed at Robertson getting injured. This is why. Because he was up against Jack Harrison today. Now, Jack Harrison isn't that good. He's not that good. What are we going to do when in December he's up against Bukayo Saka, or he's up against Jeremy Doku, or he's up against Garnacho? What are we going to do when he's up against these wingers who are actually confident, able to take on a man and create afterwards?
We've seen the script, Tom.
No, the positioning. That's what annoys me. Gomez has to be the one. Gomez came on. Gomez was faultless. Cannot fault Gomez. People are going to moan. I know rival fans are going to moan. Oh, get a replay, get a replay. In the same breath, you were the same ones who were telling us, it's football, get on with it. It balances out either way. So which one is it? Do we just get fucked over either way?
But which one is it? I understand that response, but which one is it for you? So again, you said a minute ago, because obviously you don't think Everton the result would have changed if it had been 10v10. But yes, I mean, they up until the red card they got, it was one shot on target each from both of you. I think you'd had 4 shots, they'd had 2 shots in the game. You were the better side, but to suggest that if there was 25 more minutes when it was equal numbers, that Everton couldn't have got anything out of this game, I think it's a little bit disingenuous, wouldn't you say?
I don't think it is, because you got to look at the subs that were made. They committed to that back 5. So
yeah, but they committed to the back 5 because they had a man sent off. It would have been a different situation if you'd have gone down a man. Your substitutions would have also been, if Canate gets sent off, you would have still brought Matip on, but you'd have taken off an attacking player, surely. So you wouldn't have been able to make those changes.
We would have taken off a midfielder. We went for the
okay, but you would have taken off somebody that's more likely to impact the game from an attacking point of view. And what they might have done, Everton, is turned around and gone, right, well, we'll bring on an attacker, but take off a more defensive-minded person so we've got more.
And then in the same breath, Terry, that would have opened up more space for us to attack in. We've shown this. Yeah, I can only go off what we've shown.
And that would have been like the opening 25 minutes of the game where there was 1 shot each on target. It wasn't like with all due respect to Liverpool today. It wasn't like even 11v10, you were ripping them open and creating gilt-edged chances. It was a lot of good work in the wings and then nothing else up until the penalty.
I would say we created plenty of chances. It was just we weren't getting on the end of them. It comes down to getting on the end. No, it is though. In the same breath, though, it's creating something. We were creating enough. It was just the fact that they were falling to the wrong people. We weren't getting on the end of them. I stand by.
Tom, can I also
if both of us go down to 10, they take off probably Mikalenko, move Branthwaite to left back, and it's a 4-4-1 maybe. They bring on a winger or they bring on a striker and they go 4-3-2. We are still getting the edge in that. If we take McAllister off, we're going to a back 4, 2 midfield, and Szoboszlai and Elliott, which happened against Newcastle, and a front 3 of Diaz, Jota, Salah. That is still going to create. In the same way, the goal had nothing to do with Joel Matip. The penalty had nothing to do with him. He wasn't involved in it. So, like in the same, I can be shameless and try and argue that. I just look at the game as a whole and go, their red card deserved. Our red card probably should have happened. But I don't think it changes the outcome. I think it stops the second goal.
So what I'm hearing is, again, and that's a fair opinion, but what I'm hearing is we should only kick off about bad refereeing decisions if it changes games. If it doesn't impact the game, we should ignore it.
No, because I've called it out. I've said it's bad refereeing. I think Everton were harshly done by a point today. But it's bad refereeing as a whole. I think the Diaz penalty, the first one that he didn't get given, or another Diaz given, the lack of consistency, the lack of clarity on a whole is questionable. The referees are under the most scrutiny they've ever been under. Therefore, they should be trying to perform the best they've ever performed. And we are at 255 on the first game in the return of the Premier League. And there's already 3 contentious refereeing decisions. If I'm going by the rules, Ashley Young should have been sent off before he got sent off because he boosted the ball away, which is a rule that they said was going to be upheld throughout the season and has been shunned away. 6 games in, 7 games in. So what are we doing here? This is the issue that overrides everything. I can sit there and try and be shameless and try and claim that Liverpool still have plenty to gain in terms of balancing it out. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to question why we sit there and still employ referees who, the moment the game gets big, the moment it's a derby, the moment it's a tight game, they fold, they crumble, they bottle it. And that can't be allowed in this league, which is, marked as the best league in the world, the most passionate league in the world. Don't work that way. What are we doing here where our refs just crumble under the slightest bit of pressure? Like it really doesn't make any sense. I can moan. I've sat there and moaned after the Tottenham game. I will sit there and moan after we win. Something has to give because this cannot continue. The standard of refereeing in this country is the worst it's ever been. It's the worst it's ever been. And I get what they go on about, you're not promoting grassroots. 100%. But that's because the standard of refereeing in this country has promoted a poor standard of respect, should we say, for the referees. When I've got Craig Pawson, when I've got Michael Oliver, when I've got David Coote as the standard of refereeing in this country, who week in, week out are making the headlines because of their crap refereeing decisions and their mistakes, do you expect me to not question referees? Or am I supposed to stick my head in the sand like I'm a camel? Like I'm not supposed to watch it? Like it's just, ostrich, sorry.
Ostrich, yeah.
Ostrich. Like it doesn't make sense. What am I supposed to do? I'm going to question it all. Do I think it affected the outcome of the game state? No. But
I hear you on that. I do hear you on that, Tom.